So, good morning, our viewers. We are delighted that you joined us today for the Investment Masterclass 2026. We are happy that we're starting off the year with a very brilliant topic, which is goal setting and ensuring that we plan very well this year. This year is a year of being intentional, and we all know for sure if you start well, and starting well starts with knowledge, starts with planning, starting with knowing where you're at, knowing also your past, so that you do better in terms of planning and mitigating all the risks that could have happened to you in terms of planning. So today we've been joined by Monica Kasirye. She's going to be our lead trainer for this investment masterclass. Now, what's happening this year is that we have several series that are going to come. This first one is online, and anybody here is able to join on. The first one is just to set the pace and ensure that each one of us is planning very well for their 2026. So it's goal setting. We're going to learn a lot from Monica, and guess who Monica is? She is the founder and CEO of Financial Fitness Spa. She has a FCCA, she has CPA, BCOM. She's done extensive knowledge on personal financial planning. She's also the founder of Financial Fitness Spa. She has written books. If one of you has seen this book, our trainer today did this book. It's called Wealth Planner. It helps you plan your day to day. So if you manage to get yourself a copy, it will be very easy for you to actually have a day to day plan. So Monica is with us today, and as we start this live today, and also we have another person that is on, that is Norbert, and Norbert comes from CMA, Capital Markets Authority, and he's going to really teach us a lot about the regulator. What does CMA do? If you're investing in financial assets, what are those things that the regulator does? What makes your money safe? Who gives the license? Who does the monitoring? Who makes sure your money is safe? So we are going to get into it, and then from there we'll have some questions. So feel free to, number one, subscribe to our channels. Number two, you can go ahead and leave comments, and then we'll be able to come back to these comments and then give you feedback. Once this live ends, we're going to go directly to TikTok. And what's going to happen on TikTok, we're going to share more, we're going to engage with you more, and we'll be able to learn, and feel free to go ahead and get into the comment section. So I'd love to invite Monica right now to just take us through. Monica, how is your 2026 and how are you feeling?
Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Legacy Hills. Thank you, CMA. And thank you, the team in the background that have made this happen. Thank you to all of you who have turned out today. I'm excited to start 2026 with every one of you because I know that we need to pull ourselves up together to make our lives better. So for 2026, what does it mean for me? It means growth. Last year, we did a lot of education. So, education without putting something in practice doesn't help. So we laid the foundation last year with so many series of educational, where to invest, how to invest, why to invest. Now it's time for action. So the word is action.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I love it that the word is action. Let's go into today's main topic, which is setting your vision board for 2026. Why that particular topic? Why is it important for someone to actually have a vision board?
Yeah, so thanks, Sharon. And before we go in there, I want to engage people who have been patiently waiting on this masterclass series, vision boarding. What's your money mood today? We've done 30 days into 2026. I know that 1st January we set resolutions. I'll do this, I'll do that. How are you feeling? What's the temperature like? So, ladies and gentlemen, are you able to put in the chat? What's your money mood? Are you anxious? Are you confident? Are you overwhelmed? You don't want to talk about it? What is it? Sharon, give me some indication of what people are saying in the chat. To be good, to know the temperature, and we start from there. We get the energy from audience.
Whoever is on.
Yes.
Okay, so whoever is logged on right now on our live, please feel free to engage. Monica has a question for you, and she says, "What is your money mood like for 2026? Is it anxious?
Are you overwhelmed?
Are you overwhelmed? Are you prepared?
Are you confident?
Are you confident? Okay, and I think one of these questions was asked in the earlier survey that we sent out to everybody that had actually logged on. But I can share some of the answers that people were showing or people were having in terms of how they are feeling, in terms of, most of them are saying they're anxious. Some of them are saying they're not well prepared. Some of them are saying they're excited. So it's mixed feelings. We have different people, and each one of them has a different kind of feeling.
Yes, and whichever feeling you are at, it doesn't mean you're wrong. We go through seasons, okay? All of us are going through many things. We're in the new Uganda, school fees time, people are giving birth, others are losing people. We're in different seasons. So whatever your feeling is, it's okay. It's good to just own that feeling and then say, okay, how do I reset? How do I, take off from where I am? So in this exam, there's no coping notes. This journey is a personal journey. Personal finance is personal. So own your journey, own your season. Let's move. So it's good to know that we have mixed. And indeed, even today I may be excited and tomorrow something happens. So let's acknowledge the fact that these are seasons, it's normal, but we're going to equip ourselves with how to jumpstart ourselves, okay, and get to where we want to go to. All right. So you asked about how do we get from here? How do we start to vision board and why is it important? We are living humans. We evolve. So like I said, we have seasons. Last year, we set ourselves goals to do things. And remember, money just helps us achieve those goals. But to put things in perspective, we need to look at our lives as a wheel. Okay? We need to look at our lives as a wheel. Like if you look at the tire of a bicycle, it has those bicycle spokes. So in our lives, we have, family, we have career, we have health, we have community service. Name those things that are important to you. So why it's important, why goal setting is important is we need those things that are important to us to be elevated. And they need to be funded. You get what I'm saying? So if you're going to fund them, first identify what are those things. So maybe we can put on the screen the wheel. I want people to know, and then they can start to draw their wheel. Okay? And then ask the question, where am I at? Last year was 2025. I went through ups and downs. What do I feel about my career journey, for example? I could be that I'm so focused on my career. You rate yourself 1 to 10. I could be at a 5. That's fine, okay? Then you say, okay, where am I in this wheel when it comes to family? Some of us have been, again, in the season, you could be in the season where you're working too hard and you have little time for your family. Again, you assess yourself. What do you want to see your family like in 2026? Where am I? What was 2025 like? Oh, I rate myself at 3. Okay, then we go to faith. Okay, faith is important. How is it on a scale of 1 to 10? All right, then you could say, 8. Okay, you're going to realize that we have different scales, but we're one human being, and all these things make up that one human being. So, ladies and gentlemen on the call, where are we? My team, let's share the screen just to show the wheel so that people can see. There's a wheel that I want people to see so that they can now start to draw out what it is. Okay? So that wheel could be work, it could be family, community, personal development, business, faith, fun. People don't forget to have fun. Okay? There's that saying of we live once. Indeed, we cannot be saving for tomorrow and today. So we need to live. He's laughing. Yes, we need to live because we don't know who holds the key to tomorrow. So what is your rating, 1 to 10? Sharon, what would you say for you? Which one do you want to tell us about?
Out of all those?
Yeah, which one is important to you? I could have named my things, but you have your will. Our wills are different.
Yeah. I think this year it's mainly family.
Okay.
Family and work.
So when you rate yourself last year?
I know last year was bad. 2025 was
1 to 10.
Maybe a 6.
A 6.
Yeah.
And people, she has very high standards. I think she wants an 11 out of 10. So 6 is bad. 6 is above average. It's a pass.
Okay.
In this,
I'd love to do better.
Adulting. When you have 6 out of 10,
yeah,
that's a pass. Okay? So
yeah.
you want to get 10.
I would love to be at 9 or 10.
Anyone who has 10 out of 10 in family, I have a present for you. Right? I have a present for you. So if it's 6, and then you go to maybe other aspects and say work, business. If it's business, what would it be? I just want to give an indication of how people who are viewing and listening to us.
Last year for business,
yeah.
I'll give myself a 4.
Okay.
I didn't meet most of the targets that I had set for myself, so a 4 for me.
Okay. Yeah. And then I'm just leaving 3. And then when it comes to like fun, Sharon, I know you like having fun.
7. I never go wrong.
You never go wrong. So you can see fun is important to you. You're actually at a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Family is important, but you're at a 6.
At a 6.
So you've been having fun at the expense of family. I don't know who you were having fun with. But anyway, then you're saying business, you're at
a 4, yes.
So how this works, ladies and gentlemen, is when you assess the different parts of your will, and they're different from everyone, you realize that, like Sharon said, 6, 7, and 4.
Yeah.
So now that you assess the gap, because you want 10, okay? The scale is up to 10. So you want 10. So you say, okay, of all these things, where have I scored the lowest? So for you, it was business.
Yeah.
I guess that's why you're doing the master classes.
Yes, that's what I'm doing the master
Because
classes.
your part is your why for the business is to empower people, and make them start
and make money.
And make money.
Yes.
So you scored 4.
Yes.
And the business funds the fund.
And the family.
And the family.
Yes.
So you really need to up your game.
I get it now.
So now I hear you. So for you, you've started your vision boarding.
My vision board is...
You have started.
I want it so
because
bad.
You want a 4 out of 6. Now you're trying to level it up a bit.
Yeah, it's 8 6 or 9.
So that you can push your family and fund to 11.
No, I may pull it a bit.
So that doesn't mean you pull. No. You don't have to. Remember, the scale is up to 10. If you're 10 on everything, well and good. But I want to see that person.
I don't think
we're 10 out of 10 on everything.
I don't think they exist.
Yes, but we are work in progress.
Yeah.
Again, give yourselves grace. If a year has been good on business, celebrate. If it has been a 4 out of 10, now you start to focus on the 10 things in your will. Then you pick the ones where you're doing really, really badly, right? So those are the ones now you work on because you want to elevate them to reach at least. You see, that means the others now you can automate. You know, in investing, there's what we call automating, okay? Removing the barriers. If you're going to say that, oh, I want to start saving and I'll be putting money all the time, you will fail because maybe when you get the money and you're taking it to the bank, something will happen, it will disappear. So in investing and finance terms, we say automate it. Once you've figured out that you want to save 10%, just automate it and move on. So in life, in your vision boarding, Sharon, and I'm using it as an example so that people can know and relate, if you're at 7 out of 10 in fun, that means you know what to do. You've systemized it. It will work. You don't have now to put more energy. It's going to work. So we need to get to that level where all the aspects in our circle get to that level and we have systems to just make it slide. That is what I'm trying to say. So that's why it's important. Because money fuels the things that are important to us. And the things that are important to us are different in different seasons. If my business is 8 out of 10, then that means I have to focus on family if I was at 4 out of 10. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so I need to hear if there's any question on that aspect of why the vision boarding is important. Because after that, then we'll be able to say, okay, what do I need to fuel my business to get to the next level? Then that's the how. Okay. Many times we start with the money. But then when you get the money, you get a windfall, you don't even know where to put it because you have not dealt with your inner compass. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's important to define the inner compass first because money follows that. You don't get money, then decide, which fun place am I going to? No. You define what is fun, what is family, what do you want for business, what do you want for faith, what do you want for community, what do you want for career? Then you say, okay, what does it mean to go for further education because I want to do my career? What does it mean to be more involved in my church and faith-related activities? What does it mean to to advance at work, then it's okay. If you know what it means and the resources you need, then you say, when we are talking investments, which ones are going to fuel my journey to the things that make me whole? Make sense?
Sure.
So I hope I've answered the question without, yeah.
So also, would love that you help us define. Okay, I know you've taken us through the wheel, but what are those things that people should focus on more this year?
Again, like I said, it's a personal exam. So because at the end of the day, this is an investment masterclass, I needed to first deal with the person, okay? Deal with the Monica here. And then I say, okay, so what are the opportunities? Now that we know where we want to go to and we know where we are, so what's the gap? And everyone's gap is different. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are already doodling on your papers where you are to draw your circle, put in the things that are important to you, rate yourselves, and then we go on to the business of today.
Oh, yes.
Okay? So what? Monica, now I've seen that, okay, I'm at 1 out of 10. Is it a done deal? Should I write off myself? No. Awareness is the first part. In fact, you're 100% now ready to start. If you've shown up, you've rated yourself, that means you've owned the journey. How do you move from 1 to 2? Please don't make a mistake of moving from 1 to 10. You'll break. We need consistency. And we need you to own it in your DNA so that we don't crash. Okay? We need you. All right? So now let's paint a picture. What do you want to see in 2026? Okay? Me, I said I want action. The reason I'm doing this is because I did a lot of educating last year, because I needed to raise the level of my community to understand the basics. Now it's time to go deep and say, okay, now I know everything. I know the landscape, but I also know what my heart can tolerate, because investments, there are as many risk appetites as the people on the call. What you can invest in doesn't mean I should necessarily invest in it. We have different financial goals, different whys, as you saw on the scale, so that the investments should speak to that. Don't go and get trees in Chanamkak when you want cash flow. If your problem is, I want to build a fund for school fees every quarter, please, when people are telling you an acre in Chanamkaka is 500,000 and there's a square mile, don't run. Because it's not going to address the short-term thing. And there are ladders. Just because for me, I want to go on, what are the things we fund for? There are many, maybe retirement.
Yes.
If you're 20 and you want to do retirement, well and good, start now. Build now. Building a home. And you're seeing everyone is doing housewarming, Instagram. We now have the Instagram economy, the formal economy, where I wish likes could turn into cash.
Likes, viral videos.
Yeah, because people, we swell a lot when we get likes, but they're not converting. So how do you turn those likes into cash? Okay? If your friend has opened, started their home, they've entered their home, and for you also want to do a home, what are the building blocks? Maybe you need to identify a depot near your home and keep building up materials until you're ready to build. Every journey is different, but how do you start? Okay? So now that we know where we want to go, we know where we are, give yourselves grace. It's not the end of the world. It's just January. We have 9 more months. Or is it 11? But the last month can be dead.
That has run so fast.
But the last month can also be dead. So let's say we have 9 real months to do what we want to do. Because the last months are for celebrating, letting go, So let me give you like a framework to use. We could now say, now that you know where you are, we could invest in, you could have a framework, like a bucket framework. What is my stability investments? Okay? What are my growth? Now, stability investments are your peace of mind investments. I want to sleep. I want to pay my bills. I want to live my life. So then you've done the stability. Then you say, okay, how do I grow? Now, I told you I'm on growth mode, action. So my conversations will be different. Yeah, I will not be focusing so much on because you have to set yourself up in, I'm just giving a framework, and there are many frameworks. Okay, so you could say, I need a stability bucket. What does a stability bucket do? Emergencies. People, emergencies are emergencies. Today we started 20 minutes late. Time is money, I know that. But life happens. We have been planning for this thing, ladies and gentlemen on the call. We've been planning, but life happens. So we did not fold our hands and say, things have jammed, let us go home. We had to have a plan B. Life happens, and even when you have planned, it will happen. So what does that mean? In your stability bucket, have an emergency fund, a what if fund. What if my car breaks down? What if, have it? Because now that means maybe you have a regular source of income. Now you're trying to stretch a bit. And where would you go if you want to have a what if fund? Consider things like money markets, money market investments, short term, because we are blessed. Again, I'm looking forward to the segment where Norbert from CMA will expound more for our people, because when I was starting work back then, I won't say how many years ago, X years ago, there were no options. The options were savings accounts.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And the interest on the savings accounts was really peanuts. We are lucky that in these days we have so many options, so many good options, but also so many scams.
True.
There are so many scams, and we'll get into that later. So if you want to build a stability fund, try with unit trusts. The entry fee is low, 100,000. And now we have providers of the market who are regulated, and you can start with as low as 10,000. Okay? I keep encouraging people who even have children that if you have a piggy bank, you can upgrade them to the platforms that help you to save with as low as 10,000. And the beauty with these platforms now that we have is you can access that money when the emergency actually happens. But if the emergency doesn't happen, that money is earning on a daily. What beats that? So instead of money sitting comfortably, sleeping more than you on a bank account, put it on a unit trust as a starter. Because the money should sleep. The money should not be sleeping, and we are working very hard for it. It should be the other way around. Okay? So that's the stability bucket. But you can also say, now I'm done with stability. You can also now go into investment clubs. They're also stability buckets. And again, there are regulatory requirements around that. But investment clubs are unique. They're not really, it's like a group of friends coming together. So there, your trust levels are the thermometer.
True.
Yeah. But then there are circles. Circles are regulated. Ladies and gentlemen, at least put a thumbs up if you're in a circle. That is the bare minimum. You should all of you should be in a circle which is regulated. All of you should be in a unit trust, 100,000, 10,000 as an entry, because we need to build the stability bucket. Life is going to happen.
Yes.
We don't know when, but it must happen for as long as we are still alive. All right? So after you're there, you graduate. It's like a ladder. So you graduate to the growth bucket. So the growth bucket is now like saying, now I've got things a bit, I'm surviving, my head is above the water. What can I do? That's when you go into stocks. Okay? You go into the stock market. We hear economies are being built on stock markets. Yeah. Uganda is also starting. Now, we have many companies that are listed. You can go regional, you can go Uganda. We have so many companies. If you go to Uganda Security Exchange, you will see all the companies that are listed. We have Stanbic Bank, we have Umeme, which was listed, and it went into UDCL. We have MTN, we have Airtel, we have many companies that are listed. So go in there and familiarize yourself. Again, it's very, very easy. The entry price is very low in the stock market. If you realize, if I showed you that if you went there right now, USE.com, you'll find that to buy a share is like 100 shillings. Sharon, how much is a coin? Uganda shilling coin? What are the different denominations?
50 shillings.
I've taken long without saying a 50
But
shillings.
it's there, I've seen it.
Taken long. Okay, tell me others.
500.
Do you know you can buy a share at 500?
At 500. You've not seen the 50 shillings?
No, I've taken
coin.
long. But 500.
There's 100, there's 200.
Do you believe that you can buy a share
at 500?
Do you know that you can be an owner in Stanbic Bank with your 500 shillings?
True.
Do you know that?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you know that you can be an owner? People, CEOs of these companies are working for you with your 500 shillings. So if you automate, like we said earlier, and you say, me, I have 500 shillings, and you put in, there are many vehicles where you can put in your 500 shillings, even say every day, then you also swear and say, I own
shareholder.
And then after that you say, now let me also open an account there so that my money makes me money. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's growth. So when you go to growth, that's when you go into business ventures as well. Business is good because for business, you first pay all the things, then you pay the taxman. Did you know that? The taxman takes everything after business costs.
All expenses.
Well, whereas an employee, you first give the taxman,
Yes.
then you take the remains. So the taxman, when you're in business, now like you, Legacy Hills, you first sort out everything, then you pay the taxman, for as long as they're business. So business is also a good venture, all right? Then you go into things like treasury bonds. Can you lend the government?
Yes, you can. Government borrows every 2 weeks.
But you know, I should have asked the participants.
Our participants.
Can you lend the government?
Yes.
Is anything that, what I was saying, can you lend the government? People say, no, what if they run away with our money? We can't lend the government. Ladies and gentlemen, if you look at the bank's results coming up in every March, banks publish their financials. The banks where you put your money, they are lending the government. So do not worry. Treasury bonds and bills are one of the safest investment vehicles, especially when you're starting. Remember, when you're hustling, you're in a job, that's your active employment. But these are your passive investments. Government has projects. Whether they are doing what or what, they will pay you on the day they said they're going to pay you without fail. The government, when you invest in treasury bonds and bills, you don't call them Monica money. No. On the day you sign up, you give them your account details, you lend them money, you lend the government money, then they pay you twice every year without fail. So that's a good vehicle. So if you're scared, take heart. There are regulatory frameworks for this, and you can enter from as low as 100,000. I'm trying to make people know that for every investment you're going for, how much do you need to start with? That's very important. So for the bills and bonds, 100,000. And there are ways, again, we'll talk about this more in the deeper masterclass sessions on how to. I'm just giving pointers so that people can, kwetega properly and know where to start. Now, after going to that, we've talked about 2 buckets. Which one?
We talked about emergencies.
Stability,
yeah.
the what if fund,
Yeah,
the peace of mind fund.
Yeah.
Name it what you want to name it. Me, I call it peace of mind fund because I love peace of mind. No one sent me for money. They just told me to come here and live my purposeful life. And that gives glory to God. Okay. So financial peace is important. Before I start chasing, I don't chase. Okay. I first deal with peace. Because when I'm peaceful, I can enjoy that money. Then we go into the growth. When you set the base, then you grow. A child first crawls, then they run. So when we've grown, we say now, we need to protect the gains. So we build the protection buckets. Okay. Have you heard of NSSF Smart Life?
Yes, I have.
Protection buckets.
Have our viewers heard of NSSF Smart Life?
Yes, that's the protection bucket.
Yes.
You put something away so that when the energy levels go down, when you leave active employment, you have something to fall back to. Because remember, at that time, you're spending more. The age, whatever has been, I was going to say age limit, life expectancy is now like at 90 because quality of life, education, all things have been improving. And that is all things held constant. Don't say that people at our end die at 40. No. Life expectancy is 90. So when God blesses you to 90, you don't want to make your children your retirement package. They will be busy, high flying, and that's what you want for them. So because we don't want to make children a retirement package, we need to set ourselves up in the way we can with the information that we have. Okay, so NSSF is a good place. Even if you're not employed, there's a voluntary option to pay, and your money is safe because they invest in T-bonds, they invest in these companies which I'm talking about. So if you don't want to invest alone on your own, there's power in numbers. Go through NSSF route, go through unit trust routes, okay? So that's now your protection bucket. Then you also have to think about insurance.
Yes, very important.
Very important. Protecting the gains. We have to go with the times. Don't look at me like that's the term I've been hearing. But the things you have been working for, how do you protect them? If you have a business, do your children know about your business? Or why it's a secret? Eh? Does your husband know about Legacy Hill?
Hey, my husband knows about Legacy.
Those are the things I'm talking about. When you're protecting what you have built, the people you're working for should know. If you have children, they can be involved somehow. Let them promote the business. Let them do flyers. Engage them, because that is the legacy you're building. You're not going to hand over when you're 90 and say, you have been working so hard, now have. What do you mean? That's your dream. So bring them in your dream. Let them build with you. That's why you have insurance. And ladies and gentlemen, many times we go to the insurance buckets, our products, and we think we are chasing a return. Insurance is not for return. It's for, can you sleep at night? Okay? That is the point. So let us learn to separate these things. When you go for an insurance plan, don't go expecting what is the return. No, the return is peace.
It's the protection.
It's the protection.
Yes.
So I'm trying to be very elaborate so that when everyone goes anywhere, and even when you have salespeople coming to you, you're very clear that I've done growth, now I want to protect. So that you're very clear where you're going, because there are so many products and you can easily fall in a scam, which is not what we want. We are building intentionally, okay? Because also money has had to come by. So we need to protect the little that we have, all right? So that is the protection fund. And I don't know if you want to ask anything around that, or if there are questions on the chat.
Yeah, thank you, Monica. That has been well put. You have not only helped us understand what our goals should be, you've also told us that we shouldn't invest the same way. Mm-hmm. How you invest for a short-term goal should be different from how you invest for a long-term goal.
Yeah.
At least we've learned that. You've been generous enough to even share ways of investing. And we are happy that we also have CMA with us today. And CMA is the one that provides the protection. Anybody that is investing in financial assets, the treasury bills, the bonds we've been talking about, fixed deposits, using regulated funds like fund managers that are licensed and regulated. You've talked of NSSF as an example. You've talked about Smart Life account, which is voluntary, which is short-term, 1 year. You can access your money. There are various fund managers too on the market. We have Sanlam, we have Old Mutual, we have Britam, ICEA Lion, we have Cornerstone Asset Managers, we have SBG, we have Gen Africa, the most recent addition, and more are yet to come. Yeah. So as an investor, it's very wise that you ensure that before you make an investment, Monica told us about scams. Scams are for real, guys. You're chasing return, but you're not worried or you're not minding about the safety of your money. Yes, chasing a return is good, but it's good to diversify. She mentioned about diversification. It's good to plan for different goals separately. So as you're planning for school fees, please don't go and buy a plot of land. Money you need in 3 months, really, it should be in liquid assets, and liquid assets are those assets that are easy for you to convert into cash, and then you're able to take care of those particular goals. Monica, you've done so well in terms of explaining to us. I don't know if there's anything that you would love to leave our viewers with in terms of vision board now.
Yes.
I'd love to see how that vision board comes to life.
Yes, so I hope that everyone has been drawing. People here, I'm seeing people drawing their vision boards, marking themselves, saying what, so that was the whole point. But as we're doing the vision board, let's not forget about the intangible investments we need to do for ourselves. We know that our energy levels change with our seasons. So protect your energy. as much as possible. Okay, don't try to be all over the place. We also know time is a resource that we cannot get back. Okay, how are you using your time? It's also important. I'm telling you this not because I'm an expert in other things which are not finance, but I've seen that they work in unison. If you don't have time for the things for family, it won't work. It will be in vain. Health is another one. So those are all investments. Social capital, your net worth is driven by the people around you. Who are the 5 friends around you? So those are things that, again, we should tie in around when you're doing this financial. Because if you have the wrong friends, they'll be taking you to do trees when your problem is cash flow. Okay, so what conversations are we having? So I think for me,
I like that part of friends telling you to do trees. Some
Yes.
of us are very, we like to follow what everyone is doing,
yeah,
and we fail to find our paths in
Yes.
terms of what are we good at.
yeah,
We fail to discover who we are and what we are good at, and just get to follow our friends and what they're doing. That means if you're all following the same path, if it's a wrong one, you're all going to die.
yes.
Yes, as friends, if each one of you is good at something and then you support each other, probably that helps you diversify in terms of risk.
And I've told you before, I love this collab because I know that we're in the same industry,
Yes.
but we have different strengths.
True.
I just love how it works because, there's no competing, because all of us in this Uganda, how many people we are, all of us need financial education. How are we filtering? As I live, I want to just, live now the basics. As we've known where to invest, we've known how to discover the important things for us. We can assess where we are and where we want to go to. But now, as you go into the investment arena, it's important to remember the return, the risk and the return. Now, when you say risk, people, everything is risky. And I keep telling people that even as ladies, our investments also are in our families, our children. When you go to the labor world, it's a risk. But we all go there, it's a sign here, we sign quickly, but it's a risk. But we want it so badly that we are willing to say, let me go. And the doctors will do, and also God will prevail. But it's a risk. So when people ask me, is it safe? I usually don't know how to answer. Because for me, I draw onto the regulator, and I would like to hear what the regulator does for that question. Is it safe? Because we've seen banks winding down. We've seen businesses wind down because of one reason or another. It's not because they are scams, but like it's context, season. The other day we had about finance trust. It is not winding down. It's just pivoting. Okay? So let's understand the risks involved. Then you will know yourself, Monica, I don't want pressure. I will not go into crypto investments. People who can go into, please go, but peace, like I said, for me, peace is important. So if I don't understand it and I cannot explain it to a 4-year-old or to my grandmother, then I don't understand that investment. So I will not go there. It doesn't mean it's bad. If it's regulated and someone understands it, please run. Okay? Return. How much does it pay? That's a good question. Everyone asks. I'm sure people ask you in your world as you're educating and helping them, create their investment pathway. So I always say that in this economy of Uganda, or even in the region, our return is 10%, give or take. Average.
Yes.
Now, when Capital Chicken comes and says they're going to give you 60% per month, you ask, why are the banks
giving us this
part of this Capital Chicken?
Then they'll tell you we are rearing chicken.
You know what I'm saying? So return, when something is more than the average, ask other questions. Where do you invest? What do you do? How do you turn this paper into gold? If they tell you, please run and invest, because you have now understood how a business works. So that's one thing. Risk, return. Understand. All businesses are risky, but understand what you're ready to take. There's what they call risk appetite, that you're risky. There are people who are just, the adrenaline is for risky investments. High risk, high return. There are those of us who just want safe. We'll get our 10% and be happy. So define what it is for you. Balancing is key. Also, your portfolio should not just have safe investments.
Because then you won't have growth.
Then you won't have growth. So it's a ladder. Build from safe, then go tweaking based on the risk appetite and how you've understood the investment arena. Then there's diversification. So today, ladies and gentlemen, look at all your investments. I have land, I have rentals, I have a job, I have trees, I have unit trusts. Now start saying, okay, which ones are in the stability bucket? Which ones are in the growth bucket? Which ones are in your protection bucket? Then that's how you start your conversation and say, okay, I think I have so much in the stability bucket. It's time to repurpose. That's where Legacy Hills comes in.
Yes.
And financial fitness, but to say, okay, let's guide you, let's customize for you based on where you are in your life, based on your aspirations, because it's a single exam, it's a one-person exam, all right? Then liquidity. When you want cash flow, it's important that you go for investments that are going to give you cash, monthly, weekly, daily, okay? Be strategic. Are you investing for cash flow? Are you investing to keep? If you don't want the money, keep. If you need the money, what investments are going to give you cash flow? Time horizon. How far do you want to lock away the money? Don't go in a 20-year government bond when you need the money to pay rent. You could bring your saving money to give you rent every 3 months or school fees every 3 months. So again, what's the time horizon that you want to lock away that money? NSF Smart Life, for example, you have to lock away for 1 year, then you can start taking it. Unit trusts, on the other hand, you can get your money tomorrow. Circles, on the other hand, you can get your savings anytime. So what's your time horizon? That will guide where you invest. Inflation is real. So as we say, you have to watch the numbers. When you're on the NTV, NBS, and they're talking about the markets, pay attention to that page. That's the page when everyone now starts going to the bedroom, for dinner, to watch football. Pay attention to that 5-minute segment. Which stocks have gained? Because you want to invest in stocks for growth. Which ones have dipped? It's better to invest actually when they've dipped.
Currencies
okay?
Also.
Which currencies? What's the inflation? Because, if you're saying 10% return, take away inflation. So the real return is 10 minus the inflation rate. If it's 3, then it's 7. So that's how you use these things. Then also compounding. Unit trusts compound every day. Other things don't. So learn the technology. The terminologies. You don't have to be a CPA, someone who has done economics. For as long as you hold the money and you spend it, you can know these things and use them to your advantage. So, as I really end, define the goals. We've done that. What time horizon do you want to use? Match your investments to the goals and the time horizons. Automate and monitor. Thank you very much, Sharon.
Thank you, Monica. I'm very sure that whoever has listened in to Monica has really benefited a lot. Now that we've talked about investments, it's always good to get to the person that now ensures that when Ugandans want to make investments, they're making safe investments, investments that are protected, investments that are going to give them a return. We don't want to focus more on the alternative investments. Today's main focus is on cash liquid investments. And those are investments that I have my money today and I'm able to invest it in cash and I can get it back in cash. So no physical asset. We're not talking about land or building. We're talking about financial assets. With us today is Norbert Kiiza Barigye. He's a public education officer at the Capital Markets Authority. Norbert, thank you so much for joining us today. It's quite an honor to partner and work with CMA as one of the partners we are having for the investment masterclasses. These masterclasses are going to happen throughout the year. The first one is free. That's why everyone is able to be on today. Every quarter, so we have another one coming up in March, and in case you need more details about the masterclass in March, it will be hosted at the CMA auditorium. It will be 2 days. We'll have a Saturday where we do a physical and the other will be online. So should you be interested to learn more about money, this is going to be your go-to place. The investment masterclasses for 2026. So we have March, we have one coming up around June, the last one will come around October. And by the time we're done with all these masterclasses, what are we trying to achieve? We are trying to ensure that not only are we educating, like Monica said, we've done a lot of education in the past few months and years. Okay, personally, I've been doing this for the last 13 years. But then you ask yourself, in 2026, what more different things can we do? The reason we partnered with CMA and Financial Fitness Spa is we want to grow the industry. We're not just saying invest. There are opportunities for careers here. You're going to find that all these fund management businesses that are coming up, there are opportunities, but we have very few financial advisors. So whoever will be joining the investment masterclasses, one of our call to action is to actually enable you understand the industry, number one, guide you on a career path, number three, get you the right certifications that can make you Sharon or make you Monica. We want more of us to actually be out there talking about investments, educating people all over the country. So I'd love to see people in Gulu, Jinja, Mbale. I want to see people in Kanungu, Kabale, people from Masaka, Central Region,
Universities.
where Lira, Arua. We should have advisors in all these places because we have banks, number one. These banks help us to keep our money safe. But we need to also have investments. When I said there is an opportunity in terms of you being able to join the industry, when you join our master classes that are coming up in the next quarters that I've already mentioned, March, June, and October, you're going to be able to know what the opportunities are. At Legacy, what we do is investment advisory, and we've done this for the last 3 years. We've done it so well that we now want to get this education, pass it on to the next generation so that we get more investment advisors. And guess what? Their jobs. I'm not just saying this, their jobs. There's money to be made. So if you people thought careers are only made in businesses or in banking, insurance, the investment industry needs you. So it's the reason we're having these master classes. Number one, for you to learn how to invest. Number two, should you want to get a career in investment advisory, please enroll for the next master classes because those are going to be more detailed, and from there you would find that you're able to get into these opportunities. So as Norbert comes on, Norbert would love to know what the regulator is doing around ensuring people's money is safe. And welcome, Norbert.
Thank you, Sharon. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
First of all, of course, I've said thank you. I'll say thank you again for Legacy Hills. It's not my first time in encountering Legacy Hills. I'm an ardent follower of everything Legacy is doing on TikTok with empowering people with financial knowledge. Also to commend my colleague Monica for, I hope I'm audible enough. For those listeners, if you're not getting me clearly, please comment so that we can handle the sound. Yeah, just to commend Monica, I listened very closely to everything she said, guiding people on how to organize their investments for this year. And again, this is a platform that I'm very happy to be on. And again, representing the Capital Markets Authority, and of course, representing my Department of Public Education. This is something that I would very much want to be part of. Because again, we are part of it, and we're looking forward to how we can partner for the next of the master classes. For those who are listening, I think this is a platform you'd want to stay on to help you to organize your financial future for this year and also for the years to come. Or maybe to speak about the Capital Markets Authority. Again, before I maybe speak about the Capital Markets Authority, I'll maybe speak in very simple language, Sharon, to help understand what is capital markets first.
Yes.
Because, at times when we go for these sessions, you jump into capital markets, some people are calling CMA something else. They are saying capital capital marketing authority, capital what? So it's they keep confusing it with several other things. So first of all, to understand capital markets, usually when I'm explaining capital markets, I normally explain from an angle of our fresh foods markets that we have within in Kampala. If you look at Kalere, if you look at Nakasero, I hope the sound is good. Yeah, if you look at Kalere, Nakasero, Nakawa, all these places, that's where you can go to get tomatoes, green pepper, onions, fruits, all these different things. So when you're going there with one aim. The aim is to get value for your money. Okay, you want to exchange your 10,000 shillings maybe for a set of 9 apples, or maybe you want to get your green pepper, you want to get your lettuce. So you walk to whoever is the vendor who is selling this food stuff, and they will exchange, what you have, the cash, the 10,000, and they'll give you maybe 9 apples. Usually in Nakawa, eight apples go for 10,000. So there's that deal. At times, I normally, when I'm in traffic jam, I find those people who are selling oranges. You find them, they're selling, I think, a set of, I think, 8 oranges or 7 oranges at 10,000. So when I see the oranges are nice, I would see the observe the oranges to see how they are, maybe touch them a bit to ensure that they are still fresh, and then I'll exchange. So in these markets, you're getting value for your money in terms of food. But when you come to the capital markets here, we're not talking about food. Here we're talking about financial products. So you're exchanging money for a financial product. And that financial product, once you get hold of it, it's going to get value for you. So again, what my colleague Monica was speaking mostly about in her earlier session, she was speaking about these different financial products and the different kinds of people that would ideally take these products, how they can benefit, the value they can get from it, and how everything regarding that. Now, for the Capital Markets Authority, that word capital markets, when you add the word authority, authority means that that's an entity, a government body that is in charge now of overseeing everything that happens around the exchange of those products. So from the person that sells you those products, okay? So in this case, I don't know if our food vendors in our markets are regulated. I think maybe KCCA
ACCA, actually,
is
they
the one
are.
that I think is in charge of ensuring there is orderliness.
Yes.
Whether that's an English word, orderliness, or order in
The market.
In the
in the
market.
market. Okay, that they are in stores. Usually you find they want to put them in stores, but they have a tendency of getting out of the stores because they want to be seen by people who are approaching the market. So that entire process, from how the products are sold, the kind of value of the products that are being sold. Ideally, if it were KCCA, they would ensure that you go to the market sometimes and you find lemons that someone is dealing in lemons that should already be in the bin, but they are still there, or maybe onions and all these kinds of things. So if you do not know how to observe clearly what you're buying, you might get things that are that have gone bad. So as CMA, the capital markets is a government body that was set up by an act of parliament. That was in 1996. And the role of CMA is to regulate, we promote, and we develop the capital markets in Uganda. So for regulating, just like Sharon, you mentioned earlier, as a regulator, we are tasked to ensure that everything that happens within the capital markets happens in a way that is abiding by the law, in best principle, but also in best interest of Ugandans general, but also anyone else who is involved within that space. It's not only Ugandans. We also have foreigners who also have interest within the capital markets in Uganda. So when you go to the second bit of it, which is, so regulating is our first role, and of course most important, the cardinal one. Then now when you come to promoting, here promoting can mean many things. So it can be such as a platform like this, where Legacy Hills Investments Limited, and you have Financial Fitness Spa, and of course authority coming to provide investor education, to equip Ugandans with everything they need to know to organize their investments and to organize their finances. Then you have promoting can also be, we have many things that we do as authority. We have compliance seminars with where we ensure that we are giving our intermediaries, the people that we regulate, we are equipping them with best practice from time to time, ensuring that they are serving their clients in the best way possible. We also have many avenues, such as training the media. We train the media every I think it's twice in a year, financial year, and we train them in reporting. We also keep them up to date with what's happening within the space of the capital markets. So our stakeholders, the media is a stakeholder. Our intermediaries, those are stakeholder. We have many stakeholders, even Legacy Hills Investments and Financial Fitness Spa, the associations. We have someone from the Institute of Banking here. So all those different stakeholders, we work along with them to promote. You don't promote by yourself. You promote using all these different entities. Then, so we have regulating, promoting, and then developing. So developing, again, is, I would say for it, it's one of the hardest things for regulators, because the capital market space is always evolving. You have many products coming in, and of course, as regulators, even world over, um, the purpose of CMA is to ensure that the environment, the investing environment, is as conducive as possible for those that want to enter the market, but also not to shut down anything that's innovative, which is why, again, I'll speak about that maybe later, where we try to ensure that we're encouraging investing. We're encouraging people to come in and say that, fine, CMA, this is what we want to do. Can you, maybe, are you welcome to it? Things like that. We have a sandbox that we recently launched with guidelines purposely for that. So developing could also, we have a market development unit. It's a unit within the authority that focuses on creating ways that people can maybe save more, can invest more, and all these different ways. Yeah, so as CMA, again, that's really our core role, regulate, promote, and develop, but also we have a mandate as an authority. So for the mandate, the first one is to promote confidence. So promoting confidence is, there are many ways you promote confidence. And I mean, that word confidence, I think we all understand it. It's, so it's not, confidence is not trust. It's not having trust or having transparency, but it's more in terms of, should I maybe put money, in MTN, which Monica was talking about, should I put money in MTN? What is it that MTN is doing that I should put money in? But also, is MTN maybe in its operations and its activities, is it doing them as according to what it's supposed to do? Is it following UCC? Is it following CMA? So if there's anything that maybe any kind of malpractice that's there, that hampers confidence. So CMA ensures that confidence is there at all times. Now, the other one is promoting honesty and transparency in any transactions. So if it's maybe that Airtel has, okay, maybe I can use an example of a unit trust manager. Unit trust managers, normally with them, when you invest with them, they will normally give you a statement. So the statement you'll be able to track the investment money that has come in and the interest that you're getting. So if maybe someone, just a random investor, maybe somewhere in Kanungu, like you are mentioning, Sharon, brings it to the regulator's attention that maybe fund manager X has been deducting 5 shillings. There's been a trail of them deducting 5 shillings, and maybe they have run through the numbers and have realized that, okay, even with the interest there, they have still been deducting 5 shillings. And then be another person, maybe randomly from Gulu, come also and says 10 shillings. So then the regulator gets to know, okay, these people have been taking money off, that trail. So that's why in CMA we have accountants within the supervision department that track. They will go through financial statements. Many people think that regulators are just a matter of saying, these people are getting their money. There's no big issue we are seeing with the company, but there's a lot that they do from ensuring that the statements speak clearly about what the company is doing, and there's that they are following best practice. So we also have carrying out invest education. That's also a mandate. So carrying out invest education, there are many ways we do it. Platforms like this, we also have, we work with our stakeholders, like I mentioned earlier, to ensure that people are educated, people are cautioned about, like we'll speak about later, cautioned about where to invest, not investing in places where they'll lose their money, investing in places where their money is safe, or where they'll be able to retrieve their money when they need to. So that's carrying out invest education. And then we also have reducing systemic risk. So systemic risk is just like how we had COVID, okay? So we know that COVID came and COVID went. Is anyone here who has COVID? I don't think. Online, maybe you can tell us if you're still wearing a mask. Okay, some people still wear masks. I know people wear masks maybe to, especially those who are asthmatic, or those who have maybe some conditions, they don't want to maybe inhale certain things, or even against dust. So it could be maybe you're working in an environment where there are toxic gases or all this. But we know that generally, that time of COVID, literally everyone was wearing a mask. But the period came, it went. People had their savings there, and they were, even NSSF, I think, was able to introduce, I think, that
Midterm
midterm
access.
access, So, and of course, all that was part of okay, not reducing systemic risk, but ensuring that as a regulator, not NSSF, but UBRA, created means in which people could be able to go through that period. So the different regulators within the financial sector, including CME, they all have a platform where they meet, which is the Financial Sector Stability Forum. So when they meet on that platform, and I've actually had an opportunity of attending one of those simulations that they do, they will create the most random, situations, such as maybe there has been a cyber risk, right? Our computers, they have all been locked, even at CMA, even at the unit trust managers, even the fund managers, they can't access, and you have to put a password, and no one knows that password. What happens if something like that occurs?
Yes.
If another pandemic were to hit, that's maybe not flu related, maybe something else, maybe it is chicken pox or whatever it is. Let's not start imagining whatever it is, what happens? So it is upon CMA and other regulators to ensure that if the worst came, there's means in which we can be able to go through that process. So that is what the authority does. I think just to introduce CMA in brief, that's ideally what we do.
I would love to just take you to what are the importances of investing with a licensed fund?
Yeah, so I think investing in a licensed fund, there are many benefits you have with that. First thing maybe I can talk about is the disclosures. With a licensed fund, you're going to be able to get disclosures. So if you're investing, say with we have what we call a stockbroker. So a stockbroker is just a person that will allow you to invest in our stock market in Uganda, to buy those shares we'll be talking about in those companies like MTN, like Stanbic. We have about 17 companies. So when you go to them, you'll get disclosures. I'm talking about how your investment is working, how best you can invest, or where you should invest, the trends in the markets. Okay, you'll be able to know. Again, if you have a stockbroker, normally they will send you a market report every day. That market report will tell you how is the Uganda economy doing. Who won the election. Now we have just finished the elections. That's very, very important information, both for Ugandans, but there are some Ugandans who probably even didn't see those statistics of who won the election. So it's important to get that information. Maybe if it is that maybe the central bank has decided to reduce interest rates, all this information that is important for your investment, the disclosures is important. Secondly, licensed funds have oversight. There's oversight over the licensed funds. If you're investing in an entity where there's no oversight, chances are anything could go wrong. But where there's oversight by the regulator, like now the Capital Markets Authority of Uganda, they are able to monitor everything. We have what we call on-site inspections. Those on-site inspections are carried out with the main aim of seeing how are these people carrying out their business. From the business premises, how the business premises are they, do they show how a professional business should be able to operate. They do. Then now you're looking at the documentation. Is there proper documentation? Are the financial statements fully audited? Records of clients, all that information is monitored by we supervise to ensure that when we carry out the inspections, we do that with an aim to ensure that these people are serving the public good in the best way possible. I think those to me would be the core. Maybe the other thing could be again, like Monica mentioned, you can't get financial anxiety when investing in a licensed firm. You're not always on your toes about
Safety.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So as long as you know that this entity is licensed and regulated by the authority, then you're comfortable doing business with it.
Yes, I love that. And our listeners or viewers, there is what we call segregating of roles. How the unit trusts work, it's in a way that whoever is investing the money, now that's the fund manager. So we all interface with the fund manager, who happens to be the person that collects the money from you in terms of the investments. But this particular fund manager, like the likes of Sanlam, Cornerstone or Old Mutual, depending on which one you prefer or which product you prefer, the fund manager only does investment decisions. The person who holds your money is different from the one making the investment decision. So also that gives you another layer of protection. So you find that there's a custodian. And who is the custodian? The custodian is where the investment goes. In whose names are these assets? You might think that when you're investing the money, it's in the fund manager's name. No, it's in the investor's name. So you, the investor, you're the ideal owner of this particular asset. But you are investing with other people in the same pool. So the custodian safeguards and keeps the money safe. We have a trustee, and the trustee is the person that now does the day-to-day monitoring. When you're sleeping, when you're doing your business, who is looking at what the fund manager is doing, what the custodian is doing on behalf of the investors? So there's someone that is doing the oversight, and that's what the trustee does. And then there's an auditor, an external auditor who comes in to audit and make sure that whatever the fund manager is declaring as a return is the right one, and the expenses that they've declared are the right ones. Then after that, you have now the regulator who comes in on a monthly basis, quarterly basis, and every year they will have to renew a license. So it's always good to go to the Capital Markets Authority website. It will show you the licensed fund managers, which funds are regulated, and then you know at least with these ones, should anything happen to my money, if the fund manager has made a mistake or you're not happy, you have someone you can run to and say, guys, look here, this is what has happened or this has not worked out. The first place you go is to the trustee. The trustee doesn't solve your problems, then you can go to the regulator, and the regulator is able to help you. Monica, I'm coming back to you with your last final remarks in terms of vision board. What are our key takeaways for 2026?
Okay.
About the vision board.
About the vision board.
Yes.
So thank you very much, Sharon. Thank you very much for explaining that, there's a control environment where people can run to. That's very important, because as financial advisors, we are asked what happens. I always give the CMA website because I know, we trust that you get it sorted. So thank you again. This has been very, very good. So for me, the last word is commit to something. Okay? Mine was growth. I want each one of you on this platform to name theirs. It could be leverage. It could be growth. It could be financial peace. It could be cash flow. Name it. Because you're naming it from where you're starting from. Remember the circle that we drew, the pizza that we drew with the different facets. So name that thing. Mine is growth. I don't know what Sharon's is, but mine is growth. So what does that mean? That I'm going to choose one or two things out of the things in my sphere where I scored badly. So Sharon said business. So that means in the next 30 days, March, and there's a reason why we scheduled these investment classes on a quarterly basis, because it's known, it's researched that if you want to develop a habit, you need 90 days to work at it, because we fall, we backslide, life happens. You need accountability partners. So for me, it's growth. And I indulge all of you to choose that one thing and then commit to doing that one thing in your bucket. I am going to choose an investment that will give me growth. It will be in bonds, from what we talked about. Then I will now seek, if I cannot do it myself, I'll go and look out to advisors, Legacy Hills, and say, this is what I want. This is my vision board. Help me go there. So, 3 months check-in. So for me, that's the takeaway that I would want people to go away with. Define it. Why are you here? Why are you on this call? Name it. Now write the steps to do it. Don't worry about all the others which are below 10. Choose one or two. Commit to it. Let's talk again in 90 days. So I would like to see all of you and your friends at the masterclass coming up in March, because that's when we'll take notes, get accountability partners, say what am I doing wrongly? Because step by step, we'll get where we want to go to. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Monica. So like Monica says, we have a masterclass coming up in March. We'll share details on Legacy Hills Investments. Follow our channel, follow our social media handles. CMA will share the same. We're still partnering CMA and Financial Fitness Spa for the entire year for the quarterly masterclasses. This has been free, but the upcoming ones will come at a very small fee to cover your you know, the entire day as you're with us. And yeah, we pray that you'll join us. For those that missed out on the live, don't worry. We're going to have this recorded and we'll have to publish it. In case you need to get the recording, we will have it availed on the different social platforms. So don't worry in case you missed out on anything. As we wrap up, I would like Norbert to give us his parting shots as we finish this YouTube live. We're going directly straight to TikTok, and then we'll have another conversation and engagement going on there. Norbert.
Yeah, thank you so much. For those who have listened in, thank you so much for attending this masterclass. Just like Sharon mentioned, this is just the start. We are going to have a very lengthy discussion through the year. Maybe just to, the main thing that I want to focus on in the parting shots is the toll-free line. We have a toll-free line, which I believe the team at Legacy is going to type out in the chat. So that toll-free line, you can always reach us through that toll-free line. If there's any concern you have with regards maybe products you want to find out which ones to invest in, or maybe you want to maybe partner with us to speak to your investment club or to speak to your circle, or you want anything to know about anything. It could be maybe you're following up on your investment in Capital Chicken. Maybe you're trying to follow up about Vita Plan, or whatever it is. You can reach out to us and we'll be able to guide you. Maybe also to caution people very quickly also about investing in places where they are which are not regulated. So just like Sharon mentioned earlier, I know usually they will advise you that don't invest in unregistered. Normally you find a business is fully registered, but when it's a scam. You can go to RSB, register a company, and go and scam people. But one way, clear way of checking if the company investing in or that you're about to invest in is legit is by checking our website. We only publish lists of licensed and regulated firms on our website. So deal with a company that is, listed on that website. The other thing is to, when you get unsolicited calls or offers, I know that all our companies that we have licensed will not keep punishing you with phone calls and messages about investing. They don't do that. It is you to punish them with those calls. So if someone is punishing you with calls, with messages, with emails to invest, then you just know that you're dealing with potential scammer. Yeah. There are many other things I think that we are going to discuss from time to time on how you can, but reach out to us on our toll-free line, and we'll be able to guide you. Thank you so much, Legacy Hills, for having the authority here, and thank you so much, Monica, from the fitness part, the financial fitness part, for this partnership, and we look forward to engaging going forward. Thank you so much. To those who are live on YouTube, thank you so much for sparing the time to attend.
Yes, and to our viewers on YouTube, please don't forget to get your copy of the Wealth Planner written by Monica Kasirye, our facilitator today. And then I'd also want to encourage you to sign up for the masterclass coming up in March. It's going to be the Women's Day edition. Its title is Master Your Money Mindset. It's on the 14th of March. So after this, we'll share details on what's going to happen in the next couple of days. It will be a 2-day session. It will be a 2 days masterclass. It will be hosted at the CMA auditorium. So in case you're interested, please inbox us or wait for the information to come out, and then we'll be more than happy to have you there. For now, we want to say goodbye to the ones that are on YouTube. And for whoever is on YouTube, please go ahead and follow us over to TikTok. And at this point, as we turn from our YouTube live, we would love to thank you. We love you so much. Thank you for sparing time. Please follow the CMA platforms and ensure that you're up to date with information that is very credible. Follow Financial Fitness social media handles as well, because there's so much for you to learn. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and see you next time. Bye for now.